So I finally watched Demon Slayer and I have to say, story, mint. Animation, mint. Nezuko, mint. Demon Slayer was actually the first anime that my mate ever showed me, but I made the mistake of watching it in dubbed because the subtitles at the time distracted me, but it almost turned me off the show and nearly anime in general. But it was mainly because hearing a grown man just go 10th form, water wheel every 10 seconds kind of got very annoying and cringy at times. But I just randomly decided to start rewatching it in Japanese, and it is so much better. Japanese is such a cooler language. So Tanjiro and Inosuke are fighting Big Daddy Spider Boy when he finally had enough of Tanjiro's shit and throws him into the next dimension, where he stumbles upon another demon named Rui torturing his demon little sister, and Tanjiro being the main character and all, he jumps in and says, "No bro, that's so not cool, you can't do that to your little sis, man, she's family and shit, dude. You just gotta like take a chill pill or something. Don't worry, fair maiden, I will protect you." Rui is one of my personal favorites so far. I really like him, just because how nonchalant he is the entire time. Like the part where Tanjiro tries to cut one of his webs and it just slices through his sword like it was butter, and Rui's in the background and hasn't moved an inch. Literally all he has to do is whip and you're dead. Then, of course, in true anime fashion, it has to get a little strange. He realizes that Nezuko and Tanjiro are actually brother and sister, so he does the only sane thing and kidnaps Nezuko, ties her in his webs, and hangs her from the sky. Yep. His motive for doing this being that he wants Nezuko to be his sister. I'm sorry, pal, but I don't think that's how this works. Tanjiro thinks he is him, and of course tries to defend the honor of his sister, and then just gets shown up the entire time, absolutely whooped. Up until Rui ends up enhancing his webs so they're stronger. He encages Tanjiro in his webs and is about to do the final strike, where Tanjiro has his flashback of his father doing a wee little dance out in the snow for some reason, and he uses Kimikage Kagura for the first time. I don't know if I said that right, actually, let me google that. Hinokami Kagura, that's the one, which gave me the largest erection I think I have ever had, because I'm a sucker for fire. You know, it's weird. I'm like a little pyromaniac. When characters in games or movies or shows or anything like that have fire abilities, they are always my favorite. I don't know why. Like Scorpion out of Mortal Kombat, for example. Whenever they have like just fire around them and stuff, it just makes the character look so cool. So when I seen Tanjiro whip this flame shit out of his ass and chased Rui down and decapitates him, I was like a little boy in a Lego shop, man. I was ecstatic. But no, you've been pranked. He's not beheaded. The fight is just about to be ended until the Water Hashira, Giyu Tomioka, yeah, that one. Sorry, I'm gonna be butchering these names. I am Irish after all. It's basically what we do. Saves Tanjiro and Nezuko and makes fucking light work of this guy. He uses one of his breathing techniques called Dead Cam, and that was one of the coolest fucking sequences in the entire show. The fact that I just like the little water droplet and everything went silent, just something about that just did it for me. Now we move on to the Mugan Train arc. I love everything about this season. Like, it's not my favorite. Entertainment District is my favorite. I can't wait to talk about that, but I really do like it because we get to see Rengoku, the Flame Hashira, in action. But one of my favorite moments, it's so small but I really like it, is when Rengoku saves an old woman and her granddaughter, I'm pretty sure, or her daughter, and as he's saving her she gets a flashback to when she was younger being saved by something similar, and she thinks Rengoku is him, but then we find out that it was actually his father, the previous Flame Hashira, who saved this old woman when she was younger. I don't know, I really like that. I love generational stuff. I love when you see like a son doing the same thing that his father done. But then we get to the main part of the movie. We meet Enmu, the person who we see in a few episodes prior get like gifted more blood from Muzan. So he is now lower rank 1 of the 12 Kizuki, and his power is basically just putting people into a deep sleep and giving them their greatest desires in their dreams, which is actually the most peaceful fucking demon out of all of them, I think. Yeah, like he's still killing people and eating people. He's not very good at all. He's still not a good guy. He's doing it for the fun and the pleasure of it. But come on, man, would you rather be chopped in half by a web or be killed in your sleep? The fucking answer is easy. But now Tanjiro is awake and he has to face Enmu, who just consistently puts him to sleep over and over and over again. Don't know why he can't just kill them himself, like easily, like just slice their heads off while they're asleep. Pretty fucking simple. This means he has to continuously slice his neck in his dreams to come back to the real world. So much to the point that he is so used to the action of cutting his own throat now that he almost does it in real life, which I really thought was like a really cool touch. But yeah, the boys embark on an epic battle of massive scale, but after they behead him, they realize that his body is actually the entire train, which is sick. Thanks for telling us that. Then he ends up using Hinekami Kagura. Jesus Christ, man, that throws me for a loop every time I say it. Cuts off Enmu's head and the train gets derailed. But that is when we get to the main dish, which I was not expecting this at all. Your boy Akaza, upper rank 3. Fuck me, this guy is cool. I want to hate him so bad. But I do love the fact that like the entire time they're fighting, the demon isn't like actively wanting to kill him. He's actually trying to talk Rengoku into becoming a demon with him so they can fight for the rest of time. He's pretty cool. He's a cool character. Like, what can I say? But Rengoku, being a true G, fights on with the spirit of a god. But obviously all of his attempts are in vain, because no matter what damage he does to Akaza, unless he beheads him, Akaza can just completely re-heal himself no matter what. Whereas Rengoku, whatever damage he takes, he can't heal. It just doesn't work that way for us humans, silly creatures. But this fight was so cool. This was like my first taste of how good these fights were going to get, because in the entertainment district, it is fucking sickening how good that season is. Jesus Christ. But as the fight goes on, he just gets more and more impressed with Rengoku, and near the end he is just like, oh, well, I'm not asking you anymore, you are becoming a demon. He was just like, I'm fucking done, I don't want to kill you, you are becoming my best friend. But then Rengoku pulls out this ultimate attack out of his ass. I think it's called like 11th form Rengoku, which I have to mention, the animation in this scene is fucking beautiful. State of the art, top tier. Rengoku lunges at Akaza, and we have this big moment where the anticipation builds. We have no idea what happened until finally we see Rengoku has been fisted. Ah, my boy, I really liked you, but he has not been fisted in vain, my friend, let me tell you that. My guy has his sword firmly lodged in this man's neck. But then Akaza realizes the sun's coming up and tries to get away. But Rengoku, being the fucking top dog, strengthens the muscle around the abdomen where Akaza fisted him, keeping Akaza's arm lodged firmly in his stomach so he can't get away. What the fuck? Obviously it's not realistic, it's a fucking anime, but Jesus Christ, that's cool. But nevertheless, he ends up getting away, sadly, unfortunately, and Rengoku perishes. But one thing I want to talk about is how dumb Tanjiro is. What the fuck was he thinking with throwing that sword? Why? Why did you do that? Like, I get you're annoyed and blah, but you literally saw the Flame Hashira use his strongest fucking ability, and all he could do is lodge the fucking sword in his neck. He couldn't cut through. What were you trying to achieve? What did you think was going to happen if you threw that sword at him? Like, I guess it adds to the emotional weight and stuff of the fucking thing, but you just got that sword, bro. Now we get to the nitty gritty, bro. Now we get to the nitty fucking gritty. Tengen arrives and tries to kidnap this little woman for some reason. I have no idea what he was attempting to do with these guys. Imagine if Tanjiro and the gang did not go with Tengen. Just think about that. And when I first seen that Tengen was going to be the central Hashira for this season, I was very sad, because the only other interaction we've had with him was when Tanjiro and Nezuko were introduced to all the Hashira. And Tengen was the most annoying bitch ever. He just kept saying flamboyant or something like that. It was either flamboyant or fabulous. It's like, oh, that's so flamboyant of you. We're like, shut the fuck up. But yeah, Tengen really annoyed me in that one scene that I seen him in. So when I first seen him try to kidnap those women, that is an outrageous sentence. But yeah, I was very upset because I thought he was just going to be saying stupid shit like that the entire time. Like, oh, that's so elegant. That's so flamboyant. So fabulous. Like, shut up. I don't care. But Tengen is my favorite character that we've met so far. But I do think that he will be overshadowed when I finally get to see the Sound Hashira in action. Like, we've seen a bit of him in the movie, and I would say his name, but like, come on, bro. Cut me some slack. Look at this. But I want to cut straight to the chase. Tanjiro finds Daki trying to consume his house leader, which, by the way, Daki wouldn't mind being consumed by her. Just saying. I volunteer as tribute. I don't have too much to say about the fight between Tanjiro and Daki, other than the fact that I really like Daki's powers. Like, they're so, like, cool. I don't know what it is. It's so strong. Like, Tanjiro going into this fight knows that he's outmatched. He knows that this is the strongest demon that he's ever fought. And after the fight goes on for a little bit, she eventually just releases this devastating attack that just cuts down fucking so many buildings, man. And then she is literally about to walk away from the fight. She's done. She doesn't care anymore. When Tanjiro is just like, get back here. And her answer to this is, your efforts are useless and you're ugly. Was there a need? Like, what the fuck? This causes Tanjiro to go into such a rage that his eyes bleed. Well, Tanjiro releases a flurry of attacks using his water breathing technique and his Himikami Kagura, and he is just about to decapitate the bitch, and he loses stamina and nearly dies because he wasn't breathing the entire time. Silly boy, silly boy. Never fret, because Nezuko is here to save the day. She has reached her full bloom, which, Jesus Christ, man, stop making kids look like this, please. Like, I said to my friend after I watched this episode, I was like, Nezuko looking kinda bad, not going to lie, and he broke the information to me that Nezuko in this show is 12 years of age. Fucking 12. So that made me feel a bit strange, not going to lie. I guess like her power is to get older or something, I don't know. But Nezuko's abilities are really cool here. She has like the fastest regeneration that we've seen in the show so far, other than Akaza. I think Akaza's one might be a bit better. And then Daki cries out for help, or just cries out in pain, I can't remember, and summons her older brother Gyotaro. Gyutaro? Is that how you pronounce his name? I don't know. Gyotaro, whatever the fuck. So sick, bro. He is the most like unappealing character to look at, but like movement wise, he's sick. The entire fight was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. But I'm gonna skip a lot of the fight because I can only think about this part in my mind, I'm sorry. After a long battle, Gyotaro comes up against Tanjiro, and the entire time he's just like belittling him. He's like, oh, you couldn't even save your friends and family. They're under the rubble right now, burning alive and all that stuff. They're all dead, basically. And just before he's able to land the finishing blow on Tanjiro, Tengen comes into play. I'm getting so excited right now. It's actually, oh, it's so cool. I'm watching it as I'm talking about this. And what ensues has to be the best animated fight I have ever fucking seen. Just look at this, bro. What the fuck? Like, I genuinely have no words. It is absolutely stunning. Fucking jaw-dropping. Quite literally, because my jaw was on the floor the entire fucking time I was watching this fight. Like, bro, the fire in the background, the rubble, the burning buildings, bro, just the pure destruction. And you have these two absolute speed demons just going tit for tat. Tengen gets his eye fucking cut open, doesn't even blink. Just absolute art, man. Like, it is so pretty. Tanjiro running alongside as well, being like, I can barely keep up. I'm surprised you're even able to keep up slightly. Absolutely fucking stunning, man. This scene solidified this show in my mind. Like, if I just stopped at the last season, I would have still thought about it. I would have thought it was good and cool and stuff like that, but this just took it to a whole new stratosphere, man. And even the part where Tanjiro jumps in and it's going to decapitate him, and like he hits him with the sickle in the chin. Oh no, but that is fucked, man. That is the worst place it could have happened, and obviously his daggers are poisoned as well. And that brings us on to the final season, the Swordsman Village. Now, there is a lot of information in this season, a lot of reveals, a lot of cool shit, but I'm gonna try keep it as short as I possibly can, or else this video is gonna be like 2 hours long, so no thank you. But throughout the season, we see a good bit about Moichiro, the Mist Hashira. He's pretty cool, he's pretty sick. I couldn't believe my eyes when him and Tanjiro were just having a normal conversation in a fucking house, and then that little devil demon literally just crawls into the house like willy-nilly. I was very surprised by that, but his powers are really cool, splitting into the 4 different emotions. There were so many times during that fight where there was like a situation where I was like, ooh, did we win? Like, Tanjiro decapitates all 3 of the demons, and then Genya decapitates one of them as well. But there were so many times that they were even attempting to kill that little small guy, and they just blue-balled you every single time. It was like, oh, are they gonna kill him? Oh, they might. And then it's like, no, prank, get fucked. But the main thing I want to talk about from this fight alone was Genya's abilities. And in the season, he eventually opens up and says that like he has no breathing techniques, he can't do any of them. So when the demons are fighting, everyone else is fighting with their breathing techniques, and Nezuko's fighting as a demon. And then my boy pulls up to the function with a double barrel fucking shotgun, which, in fairness, does the most damage that anyone has done throughout this entire fight. My guy shoots off these cunts' heads more times than I can count. And then all of a sudden he has these fucking black eyes with like sharp fangs, like frothing at the mouth as if he's a demon himself. I am so confused as to what he was doing there. I know I'm supposed to be confused about it, but like, what the fuck? But one of my favorite parts of this season is 100% when we get his backstory. His backstory was similar to Tanjiro's in a way, actually. We find out that the current Wind Hashira is actually his older brother, and he went out one night looking for his mother, and then all of a sudden his entire family get fucking massacred, which was honestly such a heartbreaking scene, made even worse by the fact that when Genya finally finds his brother again, he is standing over the body of his own mother after killing her. Like, his backstory is fucking tragic as well. We find out that he lost his memory and he doesn't remember anything from his past, and that's why he has such like a cold, blank expression. But then we cut over to Tanjiro and the gang when all the demons got merged into one demon that had like the drums around them. What was his name? Apparently it's Zohakuten, which it doesn't ring a bell whatsoever. But my boys got put through the ringer for this fucking fight. They got absolutely battered. But then the Love Hashira makes her grand re-entrance with her really cool like flaccid sword that is used like a whip. I really like that. It's like a little ribbon thing. But now I want to talk about the final moment, my favorite moment, one of my favorite moments probably in the entire show, other than like fight scenes and stuff, because again I'm a sucker for fights. Just so emotional when Tanjiro had to like decide between saving the kids that are being attacked by the beheaded demon or going back and saving Nezuko, who was about to be exposed to the sun. Like bro, the voice acting in this is absolutely fucking phenomenal. Unbelievable. Like my guy is literally sitting there covering his sister, not knowing what to do while she is burning alive, and he doesn't know what to do. He's trapped in water and he's having like a panic attack, and the voice acting just portrays that so fucking well, because this is the only reason he is a demon slayer. He became a demon slayer so he can find a cure for Nezuko. She is the main reason he has made it this far. She has saved him multiple times, and on top of that she is his sister. Then Nezuko ends up making the decision for him, kicking him off, which was such a sad scene, man. I actually nearly started crying. Like when Tanjiro's in the air looking down at Nezuko and you have like the music playing in the background, all the memories from when they were kids playing back, man, it really hit home for me. It really did. Like I don't have any like younger siblings or younger sisters like blood related, but I do have people that to me are my little sisters, even though they're not blood, if you know what I mean. And I would not have been able to make that decision with them. No fucking way. But fair fucks to my guy. He sticks the landing and he doesn't even hesitate. He just fucking goes for it. Like when he cuts the demon in half and then the little guy pops out and he just like lands that finishing blow on him, and then like it's over, the fight is finished, they won. We see that like the Love Hashira was literally about to fucking die, and then Tanjiro just drops to his knees and like has the most like heart-wrenching fucking cry I've ever heard, man. It was so fucking sad. But then when I start seeing that like a POV camera view, I start getting a bit of hope. But in my mind I was like, no, don't. That could be like her ghost like coming to say goodbye or some shit before she drifts off to the afterlife. But then just the reveal of Nezuko being able to walk in the sun, man, that was fucking sick. I loved it. But yeah, that's basically all I have to talk about this show. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long, but I am very excited for season 4. The movie did show that it is going to get fucking hectic. It's gonna be sick. I can't wait for it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video anyway, nonetheless. But make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 1k by the end of 2024. But yeah, with that all said, ladies and gents, it's been EXO. I'll talk to you all later. Have a good one.